Hi, I'm Rini, and I wanted to create a channel to share my journey about the last few years of my life, different things that I've experienced, and I would love to start with religion. I want to create a series just discussing openly um, what it means really to be religious, to be in a church. I myself come from the Christian faith. It was something that I was taught at a very young age. It's something that I actually believe, having read the Bible for myself. I had to step out of man's teaching and kind of unravel and unlearn what I've been taught. I started out in an Episcopalian church, and I hear a lot of different things about different churches these days, different things going on, and there's nothing bad or any bad experience I actually had at that church. And that particular minister was a great man and a great teacher. So my experience there was good. Um, but my parents moved on to different different church, and the next one was Baptist. And even at that church, I had good experience with friends, and we were like family and everything. But that was the first church where I started to just grow in faith that I was being taught. And that was also the first place where I experienced a lot of confusion based on things we were taught and what I actually saw adults do in that church. And that's where I started having questions and just, I guess, being 13, 14 years old, just trying to figure out what religion really meant, what the teachings of Christ really meant. And it actually wasn't until I went on in years to other churches and had other experiences that my questions were even deeper. I went on to go to a Pentecostal church, and they were also very good teachers as well. But there was a lot of issues that I had with, again, things that were being taught and also what I was seeing going on in the church. And it was very disturbing to me. Uh, and then I went on to another church, and, this again was a great pastor, and him and his wife, great people. They felt like family to me, but there was nothing bad that I could speak of in the church. But I just started to, question things now. I'm even older, that I was being taught, not in a bad way, but I just felt like there was more to the story. And over time, I just stopped going to church. Um, and I even remember that I studied with the Jehovah Witnesses. They would come to my house at one time in all of this. And, just some of those teachings were new to me. And I wasn't even taking it all in at that time. But with all that said, I have quite a few experiences I would love to share and even hear from people who may feel similar, or who have had similar experience with the religions as I have, and have some of the questions I have. And I like to say that in all this, I've been unraveling. I was in a church because I moved um, last year, and I'm going to be honest and say, I don't know, when I sit in church now, I feel like most churches are dead. The spirit is dead. And I don't mean like they're lively spirits with preaching and dancing and teaching. And, some of them do things to help a little or help a little in the community. But I just feel like, you know, the church isn't what it used to be. And there was one particular church years ago when I was in my 20s, I believe, and the pastor and his wife were dynamic. Like these were the people that I kind of took example from, because this was then they were ones to go out into the community. Like we would have to go set up in the community and really talk to people and feed people and go door to door, to talk to them and see their needs and tell them that we were there and we loved them. And, even when I'd be sick, he would come from wherever he was to bring me things, make sure, I was taken care of and stuff. And that particular pastor left an impression on my life. And when I would go to church, I would just see such a deadness. Like, why aren't people in the church out of the building more? I just feel like the whole community is like collapsing around these churches. Not that they're not doing stuff within the church and to help the congregation, but I know, years ago, even on a weekend night, there was always something for kids to do at the church to stay busy and to, keep the community together. And I just feel like something's missing there. So I just want to go on to create a series just to talk about my experiences and, like I said, see if other people are feeling this way. Um, how do we resolve this issue? And, I don't want to pass judgment on anybody, or because, like I said, I've had some really good pastors and ministers out there that have helped me through, the craziest of life. So I don't want to step on any toes, but I want to know how we make this better. How, in the Bible, when Jesus talked about going out to the people, and a lot of people do visit jails and things like that, but I'm saying moving as a collective, even churches coming together. Like, I'm just trying to figure out how in this world where, you know, Christians are talking about love and how we're supposed to, be like Jesus and the teachings of Jesus, but all they see is us fighting and set apart from each other. And oh, this group over here doesn't get over along with this group over here. Or we're sitting in the church building most of the time getting our edification, but not outside where the people are edifying them. So, anyway, I just wanted to basically introduce myself. And like I said, this is a full journey. So, to start my series, it will be a journey on religion. And then I'll go from there. But thank you for tuning in. And I hope you'll take this journey with me. Bye.